Hello, everybody, and welcome to our scenario reviews for the Innsmouth Conspiracy. How we're going to run these is... Sorry, my cat's scratching at the door because he thinks he's dying. He's fine, though. He's treated very well. But after we finish the scenario, we're going to do our review video for the scenario. These are nice, quick things where we talk about what we think about it. And unlike in the past, where we merged all of our reviews together, so if Bryn gave it a 4, Travis gave it a 3, and I gave it a 2, we'd settle at Travis's score of 3. Instead, we're all going to actually get to do our own ratings for it, which is what we kind of did before. We just merged them all together. So we rate them on theme, how we think it conveys the theme that the scenario is trying to convey, if it's fun, if it's difficult, and then overall what we think of the scenario and how much we enjoy playing it. This first one from the Innsmouth Conspiracy is the Pit of Despair, where you are stuck underground and there is a lot of water and a lot of flooded caves, and eventually you just drown because the whole thing is filled with water, and you're trying to collect keys, and yeah. What do you guys think of this one?
It's like pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. It's alright.
You didn't pop a 5 in the theme there for me.
Sure, yeah.
This one definitely feels like they just throw you into it, like it fits with the story and you're trapped in the water, you don't know what's going on, you haven't been exposed to these mechanics before, and the water levels slowly rise all around you,
how much does the naming the keys, what they are, does that give you a little bit more for the theme?
Yes, I love that. I love knowing what the keys are.
Yeah. I like the theme a lot too. I think it's really good, and I think they convey it really well. I've played this one, I think now 3 or 4 times, and I think it's a great opener. I think it's one of my favorite openers, apart from maybe Dream Eaters. Both of them are both really good. And yeah, the first one, the Path Carcosa, I think is like a top tier opener campaign. I'm going to agree with you, Travis. I think I'm also going to give this one, I like my gut saying 4 just because it's hard to, like,
it's hard to give someone a perfect score.
But I think this one it's really good.
Yeah, I also get that. I was like, is it really a 5? And I was like, yeah, but like, what's it bad at?
Yeah.
For theme, at least.
Because, yeah, like, what is it bad at?
It doesn't
for
do
theme?
good.
Yeah. If that has that translate into fun, we'll see when we get there. But what about you, Bryn? What do you think, kind of, for the theme of it?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty solid. It does the job of conveying, like, you have no idea where anything is, and because all the locations are random.
Yeah.
There's no set layout to this map, and you are just waiting to drown, unless you are winning.
The name really fits for it too, yeah. Pit of Despair. You're like, oh, no, please. Yeah.
No, I'd probably give this one like a 4.5.
Sick. So sick. All right. Is it fun? Is it a fun scenario?
1 out of 5.
Yeah, like actually though.
I drowned and I refused to accept that was because of decisions I made, so it must be the designer's fault.
Yeah.
No, actually this one's like it's like a 2.5, 3. It's pretty average, I think. I'll give it a 3 to be generous, because I like the flashbacks in it.
Yeah, I think the fun can, this one, it's very, the variance for how fun it is, right? Like, sometimes you can get, like, a layout that's good. Sometimes you get a layout like we frickin' got just before recording this, where you're just like, so eventually we just have to die, right? I'm kind of like, I'm kind of there as well. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I think it's just overall, like, middle of the road. Yeah.
I put this one at a 1.5. I find this one infinitely more stressful than it is fun.
That is actually true, yeah.
Like,
I don't mind that.
Playing it with new people, they probably don't understand what's happening until it's too late. And then you all drown.
Yeah.
Unless you quarterback them through it. But if you do, are they really playing the game?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and if you're playing with people who know what they're doing, it's just like, okay, well, let's crunch some math on this.
Yeah.
Like, what's this? What can we see? What are these likely to be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's it is a very stressful scenario.
Yeah, this one's it's just more work than I think it is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like some people, they might dig that, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think this one, I think of it fondly with the fun, and I'm like, this is a good scenario. I have a good time playing it. Then when I'm playing it, I'm just like, please, for the love of God, don't draw a deep one, Travis. Don't draw a deep one. Oh fuck, you drew a deep one. I drew a deep one, and there's just a lot of deep ones.
Yeah,
well, that's like the entire campaign.
Yeah. But this one, you're like, because I think the deep ones are, I think they're very well designed enemies, because like, you know, it's they're like saying, hey, we had this scenario where you want to evade the snakes. Evading these guys is bad. You have to kill them when you get them. And then like likewise, when you're the goon, you're like, I'm going to take a risk and swing at you because I don't want to take this unnecessary damage. And then they become easier as the game goes on. But like in this one, you really, like as you're saying with the theme, you're like, oh my god, these fish people are terrifying, and they're really good at beating the fuck out of you. All right, let's go to difficulty. I think it's one of the harder first scenarios. I think it depends on your...
Give it like a 3.
Yeah, I'm with there too. I think it really depends on also the layout of the map you get, which is nice because
like, the RNG is definitely part of the difficulty.
Yeah, and like I like that because it makes it a bit more exciting than like a fixed map, and it's like a good explore, right? Because you don't have to spend actions doing it. If you just move, your map is made, but the map's different each time, like the catacombs in Paris. I really like stuff like that because it really helps the replayability of the scenario, right? Yeah.
Being said, it's still like a first scenario, so it's not that hard. But
yeah.
I would give this one like a 1.5 to a 4, depending on how your map lays out.
All right, let's see if I can put that on here.
Yeah, like I mean, feel free to call
I'll do
it
1 to 4.
Yeah, right. Like if the map layout is good,
Yeah.
this is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
If it's not, you die.
Yeah, you just die.
You're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, like they account for that though. Like the dying part, you just get trauma.
Yeah, like it's not the worst thing ever, but like sometimes you do just die.
It's one that you're meant to like die and meant to die.
Like I'm accounting this for like difficulty of like beating it, not necessarily with the best possible outcome, but like
a positive outcome.
A positive outcome.
Yeah, and I would say like the one we just did where we got like
that was
a fine outcome. Like, that's about a 3 difficulty, I'd say. Like I think we got one of the harder ends. That also is because of what happened to you.
Right, I just got gorked.
Yeah.
By a series of unfortunate events. Very unfortunate events.
Jim Carrey was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Just I'm counting all along. Yeah. Overall, what do you guys think of Pit of Despair?
This one, I give it like a 3.5. The theme helps a lot, but like, maybe actually I give it a 4. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, like the theme. I really like the theme of it. I enjoy playing it. It's not one that I don't want to play.
Yeah.
And it is stressful to play, but like I enjoy scenarios that like they put you in there and you have to think about them. Right? It's more immersive. As opposed to ones where you're just like doing the action and you're like, yeah, like we're gonna win.
Yes, yeah. It is true. It is also like paced nicely too, because even though you could be in a good state, in the last agenda, it's like, oh, everything's flooded. Like, now I need to, like, think about my steps.
And I like the risk balancing at the end where, like, you have to kind of figure out how much experience is worth the trauma. And
yeah. I think I'm close to there as well.
I think this one's pretty good.
I think I'm going to go 3.5. I think it's one of my, like I said, I think it's one of my favorite opening scenarios. At least number 3. At least number 3. I like it more than any of the Circle Undone
I like this one about equal to Big Butt Baby. And
yeah.
I think it's really hard to beat Zoog Force, though. That one's so good, man.
Yeah.
Zoog Force 1.
That is, yeah, all the Zoogs.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably give this one like a 2.5, I think. I'm not very... I don't like this one. I find that's kind of like the story of this campaign for me, though. It's like... There's scenarios that I like, but the next one I'm not gonna. Like, not quite every other. It's not like mathematical.
It's like not
like
great,
that,
not great.
but it's like
good, not great.
Like this one
good.
sucks. This one sucks. Like this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I like the car one.
It's like Yield.
I enjoy that one a lot. But like Cluedo, I fucking hate Cluedo.
Cluedo sucks.
Man, I'm going to talk about this more on when we review it, but I played it wrong and I actually had fun, and then everyone on the Patreon was like, Justin, you played it wrong. You're supposed to add an encounter card each time you do it. I'm like, but then how do you solve the mystery? And they're like, you don't. And I'm like, but then why am I playing Cluedo?
Yeah, right? Like, hold on. Yeah. You're telling me I got to play Cluedo, but they get to add new cards to the envelope and I have to guess those too?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, it's not to the envelope. The cards in the envelope are probably the same. Then you add new cards to like the people's hands you're looking at.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's these videos. If you haven't seen them before, because we haven't made them in forever, they are short like this. We don't have a lot to say about these scenarios in great detail, but it's these are our thoughts, and I must say I like splitting it out as opposed to bouncing between the three of us.
Yeah.
Took us a while to get there, but we got there. Any other thoughts, or am I good to close this one out? I think I'm probably good. Chad's like, here's what I have to say about Norman Withers. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back right away tomorrow, maybe even later today for another ARKHAM video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.